A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. Is the last one for the week. Promises to be exciting. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, the CAF elections has been held. Of course, we know the winners now. It was a good day for Patrice Motsepe and, of course, the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick. We'll be talking about that. It will take a lot of time on the show tonight because that's the biggest piece of news for today. Most eagerly anticipated elections in recent times. So we'll talk about that on the show. We'll also try to talk about other things that should get our attention. Nigeria Professional Football League, Nigeria National League. We'll also take a look at the English Premier League and all the things making news in the world of sports as we speak. A game is currently going on in the English Premier League. We'll do our best to give you the results. If anything happens, we will revert and let you know what's currently going on. That's just the outlook of the show tonight. Let's bring you into all that we're doing on the show. You're very important to us. In case you're joining us for the first time tonight and you're wondering how you can be a part of the show, how you can contribute to some of the things I've already talked about, this is how you can do just that. You can send us a mail, sportstonight@channelstv.com. Get across to us on Facebook, Channel 7 Sports, and on Twitter, our verified handle that we always want to always brag about, @channels_sports. Let us know what you feel. Speak and be heard. Perhaps there's something you feel that should get talk time that I didn't even mention. Talk to us. Let us know how you feel. Let's fill your pause tonight on the show. All right? At some point, I will be introducing my partners who will be joining me as we take this ride in the amazing world of sports. I'll be introducing them to you shortly. But let's just quickly start off with what is the biggest piece of news for today. Patrice Motsepe emerged as the CAF president running unopposed. You're going to see pictures from that. It wasn't what's kept secret. We always knew was going to happen. What's kept secret. We always knew it was going to happen, and it has happened. And there you have it, pictures telling us the story of how it happened. And, of course, our own NFF president, Amaju Pinnick, also was able to get on the FIFA Council, of course, by virtue of winning the slot for the Anglophone seat, all right? And so it gives me pleasure to talk to somebody who saw it all happen today. No other person than the NFF president, who now has a seat on the FIFA Council and also is a CAF vice president. Joining us on the show tonight, the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining us. I must say congratulations for what happened today. Eventually, everything went according to plan.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been very turbulent, but I need to correct an impression right away. I'm not the vice president of CAF. I wonder where that story emanated from. I'm not the vice president of CAF, you know. I'm a high-ranking member of CAF Executive Committee by virtue of the fact that I've been elected as a member of the FIFA Council. So I just need to correct this. I don't know where it came from, you know. What they were proposing in CAF is to have five vice presidents, presidents, you know, to look at the situation in CAF. For example, to take the various linguistic group into cognizance, the Luxophone, the Anglophone, English, and possibly the Arabs, you know. Because that's what obtains in other climes, in other confederations like the Asia Confederation, which is not even as big as CAF, you know. UEFA, you know, FIFA, you know. So that's what we try to decentralize the political structure of CAF, you know. So I wonder how can I be first vice president in the last dispensation and I'll not be fifth vice president? No, I am just a very high-ranking member of the CAF Executive Committee. Please, people should know that. You know?
Thanks for clearing that up because, of course, like you said, it's widely circulated and, you know, we're reading it all over. But thanks for clearing that up. All right, now that what you've wanted is in your hands. And once again, I say congratulations. A lot of people will want to ask, okay, so what next? What are your plans? What do you hope to do now that you have a seat at the place where crucial decisions on world football is being made?
Yeah, first, I'd like to thank God Almighty for making this come true. It was quite turbulent. You know what I've been going through in the last few years. And so we walk and we prayed. And trust me, walk without prayers, you cannot achieve anything. So I give this to God Almighty, you know. I cannot believe it. I had tears welled up in my eyes when I saw my vote, 43, out of the 52 delegates that attended today's Congress, you know. So you cannot help but to say thank you, God, you know, for making this possible. I also want to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Like I said in my previous interview, this is not political. It's not a political talk to say thank you, President Buhari. But the President activated the same thing he activated when Akwa Additional was appointed as President of the African Development Bank, when Okojo Iweala was elected as the WTO President. So I really, truly want to commend the role the presidency played in all of this, you know. Quietly, we've been liaising, especially through the ministry, and we didn't want to come out in the open to bring out our plans. And trust me, their support was huge, you know. So President Buhari, I want to say a very big thank you to you. And of course, my minister, I will say a very, very massive thank you for the support, and also as a very productive conduit to the villa. So I'll say a big thank you. Members of my executive committee, without them, there's no Amaju Pinnick. I don't know what they see in me, you know, they just believe in me. So whatever I say, we are like a family, and always come out to say, President, you are right, put this right, we'll support you. It also applies to the Congress and other critical football stakeholders. I want to thank you. Sani Toro, I've been seeing your calls. I mean, I've been very busy. I want to thank you for the calls. I also want to thank a lot of people that made this happen. You know, I'll come to your question, but I just need to give thanks to people that, you know, that enabled me to get to this position, you know. So it wasn't easy, you know. God used so many people, you know. During these are not good times in terms of the occasion by the pandemic. So I was always, in the last 2 months, I visited 33 African countries. I know what that means. Flying private, here, there, you know, it was hugely expensive going around. You needed to campaign, you needed to make them understand, you know, why you should have this seat. Because, you see, in Africa, there are a lot of, so to speak, countries that are not very big, small countries. So there's this perception about the big countries wanting to dominate everything. So you need to convince them. Like one of the candidates that, you know, that stepped down for me this morning, Nick Moeda, a very close friend of mine, is from Kenya. The feeling in Kenya is that we deny them of the WTO seat. So you want to deny us of this seat again, you know, we wouldn't allow it. You know, so people should understand that the undercurrent is not what you think. Oh, Amaju Pinnick. There were 5 candidates running against me, and these guys are all credible, you know, from my brother Lamin from Gambia to Andrew. Andrew Kamanga is a renowned chartered accountant from Zambia. Then Karia is very high up in the civil service in Tanzania, you know. Then even Walter, he's been a director, he's been the incumbent member in the incumbent council member, you know. So then Nick is an IT expert, you know, very well known in Kenya. So it's not just, it's not a tea party. It's not anything easy to come by, you know. For 11 years, Nigeria have not seen the FIFA Council, you know. So people should understand that. This is why you should understand that it's very important to say thank you to people that made it work. You know, you don't want to know how much you spend flying from one country to the other, you know. So I must say a big thank you, you know, to somebody like Chief Michael Denuga. So thank you, Fabio Tedela, thank you. You know, these are able to thank you, Kunle Soname, thank you.
All right.
everybody, the governor of Delta State, the governor of Lagos State was huge. Thank you. My in-law, the governor of Abia State, thank you so much. These guys were amazing. Amaju, okay, I've got a plane for you. Just take on that plane, go wherever you go. Captain Osa, the governor of Edo State, so everybody, so it's huge. So going to 33 countries and getting this done is not a tea party, it's not an easy job. So I must say, those people I not say thank you to you now, please, you are not, even my friend, a member of my Congress, the chairman of Katsina State Football Association, Balele, we call him Balele Kofri. Thank you. I know what you did last minute in ensuring that I got a charter that will take me back to Nigeria, So thank you, these guys. They made this thing happen.
Okay, so I'm very happy that you're putting all of that into perspective. But I also like to go back to my initial question, and you've explained to us the journey I would have asked about, and you've explained. And I'm very sure it probably took a toll on you, but at the end of the day, you've achieved what you wanted. So I want to go back to that question, and now that you have gotten to this point where you feel all your ideas, all your plans for African football and even football on the global stage, you have an opportunity to, infuse your ideas. What next?
Yeah, well, let me explain what the FIFA Council is. A lot of people ask me, how much was the FIFA Council? It's the highest decision-making body of global football.
Yeah.
It comprised only of 37 members, with the FIFA president as the head of the council. They meet 2, 3, 4 times in a year, but they meet regularly on all kinds of visual meetings. And they are saddled with the responsibility of every innovation, everything that has to do with football development. And you know how massive football is globally. It's one of the most revered, one of the most important organizations, not just in football, in the world. Now, you have a leadership. Since Gianni came on, he has come up with a lot of innovative ideas. So my role there is basically to help him mold, remold, build, rebuild, focus, refocus, all these ideas for football, proper football development. Those are the things that you do, But the beauty about it is that once you're a member of FIFA Council, he gives you access to the world. That's basically, it gives you unprecedented respect globally, And what you call the red carpet welcome anywhere you go to, because they know that you are very, very important. But beyond that, Africa, I owe the gratitude to Africa for electing me. So I must use my being in the FIFA Council to see how we can modify, how we can rebuild the CAF. And the joy of it all is that I saw it from the beginning when we started supporting Patrice Motsepe. We were downstairs. We were in the lounge now. We were in the hall auditorium with the staff of CAF. We had a meeting with them, and it was very emphatic. For better productivity, this is exactly what we are going to do. We'll work at it as a team in building and repositioning CAF, so that ultimately CAF can stand shoulder to shoulder with those proud footballing confederations like CONCACAF, like UEFA, and because if you look at CAF now, it is peopled by, not just, eggs in football administration, in football, but people that have some level of business sagacity, business dexterity, people that can also bring that to bear in enabling CAF reach the height of financial buoyancy that can compare that be comparable to any confederation in the world. So that is a focus. Now, how do we do that? We need to rub ideas. Now, like I said, after rush out, we're going out. I was meant to be leaving for Nigeria tonight, but no. President said, no, we have to start right away. So we really and truly want to work because we believe what is even going out is not enough. You win AFCON, you get $3 million. It's not enough. You win this, it's not enough. Because if you look at Africa, we need to first create that infrastructure. We need to get the We need to attract the corporates to see how we can get a proper infrastructure so that it's not just saying CAF licensing, proper infrastructure. You need to get a proper infrastructure that we train and intend these our youth from childhood, look at their meteoric rise and see them. Like, for example, Let me give you an example. You can see a video of Ronaldo. You can also see a video of Messi when they were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, because they played under a very structured environment. But you cannot see a video where Sadio Mane was playing, or Aubameyang, or even Salah. But because these guys came because of the gift that the Almighty God gave to them, bestowed on them. But you see, if you have a proper structure, you should be able to bring out hundreds and hundreds of these stars, all these stars from all over the globe. And that is our dream. Our dream is basically to create a structure whereby we see youth achieve their goal unhindered, have financial buoyancy, which of course will enable us carry out this dream.
All right.
And to put it in front, we need to continue with our integrity posture. And the beauty of it is that Patrick Motsepe encapsulates or epitomizes, is like a synonym for integrity. And that is a leader. So there's nobody we will talk to that will not believe that we are really and truly desirous of changing that status quo from what I believe as football medieval primitivism to a level whereby football will now be seen and appreciated globally.
Okay. All right. Before we let you go, we're pressed for time. I just want to quickly say this. One of the first things the new CAF president said in his address was he made calls for unity. So I need a quick response from you. Calls for unity. You think he'll be able to get that and not work with a divided house, because unity is key to achieve all of the things that you have highlighted?
You see, what we've achieved now is by even the acclamation today, that's as a way of bringing him on as president, is a major turning point in terms of unity in the continent. That is the gospel we've always preached, because the word Lusophone, Anglophone, to me, these are colonial coinages that are meant to divide, balkanize the fragile existence of the continent of Africa. Otherwise, Africa is supposed to be, like if you go to UEFA, you have all these linguistics groups, but you don't hear them say they are cultured in those names. So when we try to eliminate or reduce those names as much as possible, we have unity. Once we have a united house, I was very happy today when they were having a press conference. There were some questions they took to the president, said, no, Senghor, answer this. Yaya, answer this. Even Jakanoma, answer this. You could see that unity. And it made me very, very proud. So unity is very key. Even if you come back to Nigeria, if you look at what we achieve in Nigerian football, when I say my players, my executive committee believe in me, because there's this unity, you cannot say it, but you can feel it in the Nigerian Football Federation. And that's why we've been able to achieve whatever we've been able to achieve.
Okay. Right. I want to thank you very much for your time. And it's been a busy day, but we appreciate the fact
I want to thank Channels TV for being there for us. I also want to thank Osnalege, my lawyer, my big brother, Cecil, everybody. Thank you, guys. I'm very proud of you guys.
Okay. Do have a nice day. We'll probably have this conversation some other time.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that's it. I was speaking with the NFF president, who now has a seat on the FIFA Council, talking about Amaju Pinnick. We need to go on a break right about now. When we come back from that break, I'll introduce my partners to you, and we'll talk some more about the CAF elections and all the things happening in Nigerian football. All right, that's it. So welcome back. We had a chat with the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick, speaking about the CAF elections and what transpired today. So a lot of things cleared up, a lot of things that has been on the social media space, and was able to clear that up for us. And also he talked about other issues in the world of sports. Let's quickly move on the show and talk about things happening here on the domestic scene. And today you had the Principals Cup in Lagos. Yeah. Okay. Before we go to the Principals Cup, let's talk some more about the CAF elections. And well, let's just listen to South African businessman Patrice Motsepe. You know what he said immediately after he was confirmed as the CAF president.
It's a huge honor and a huge privilege for me, and we spent the morning hearing the challenges that confronts African football, and I'll talk later about what all of us can and will do together. But let me just thank my brother Constant, President. Thank you so much. Can we? And also thank my brother Gianni for the vision and the encouragement of unity. We can only deal with the challenges of Africa, and we will succeed. But we'll only do so. We will only do so when we are united. So thank you so much, my brother Gianni, and for your leadership. And my sister Fatma, thank you so much, Fatma, for your leadership. And you know, sometimes we see the problems and the failures and the weaknesses in CAF, and there are challenges. But we must also focus on the optimistic, on the positive, on a lot of the good work that many of the staff people, our committees, the governing committee, all of these, the ethics committee, all of these structures within CAF that really have excellent people who really try and do a good job, and we really I want to express my personal deep gratitude. Can we clap hands for them, please?
All right, welcome back. So, Patrice Motsepe, more like an acceptance speech there. I mean, it was the worst kept secret. We always knew it was going to happen. He was running unopposed, and it was only a matter of time before it was going to be confirmed. All right, let me introduce my partners on the show tonight. The regular suspects, Austin Okon Akpan and Alfred Okoligbe, join me now, and you have both of them. Greetings to you guys. It's very good to have you join us on a day like this. There's a lot to talk about. I hope we're able to cover all the things we want to cover. But let me start with Austin. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining us.
That's a great thing. I mean, good to be on the show. Interesting times for football in Africa. I would just hope that this new beginning will take it to that level where it will be admired.
All right. Alfred Okoligbe, thanks as well for being with us. It's a good day to talk football. Like Austin said, we hope the new era will bring a lot of changes.
A very good day indeed for African football, Yemi. With all of the, will I say, rancor, some of the issues that came up with the last president, hopefully we'll start on a clean slate. Hopefully they will hit the ground running. All of the issues about dichotomy, like President Amaju Pinnick to say that of Anglophone, Francophone, and the rest of them, hopefully all of that will be in the past. And I want to see African football really rise, and hopefully this is just a new day.
All right, guys, let's keep this going. So feel free to chip in if as the conversation is going on, if you feel there's something that you want to say. I want to come to, well, same question for both of you. Any of the outcomes today, did any of the outcomes come as a surprise? Any of the positions? Let me allow Austin to answer that, but Alfred, be on standby. If you have something to say, you can always chip in. But let me go to Austin quickly. Any surprises today?
No, yeah, Patrice Motsepe in the media, we've already, crowned him the new president. We were just waiting, for the official announcement. It was on this show 2 weeks ago, I think on the Friday, I told you that Amaju Pinnick was targeting to win 40 votes. Can you remember? I read out the countries he had been to, the people he met. That's because I knew the sort of groundwork that was involved. I wanted to ask Amaju Pinnick what his understanding of football politics has become, because he seems to know how to go and get those votes and those supports. And if you see the level of work they put into it, he was targeting 40 votes. He got 43, from a candidate that knows that terrain so well. So it's a good one for Nigeria. I love the fact that they're trying to play down the Anglophone and Francophone barrier that we have, but trust me, in their hearts of hearts, they are dancing because it's like some sort of liberation. For the first time in the history of CAF, they will have a General Assembly and it would be English language that will dominate and be translated into French. So I love the fact that the FIFA Council, so Amaju understands that the issue. Let's go back to Motsepe. Motsepe understands that there are challenges in CAF. That's the good thing. And now with the way the politics in CAF is getting matured, if you don't do well, there's a possibility that you'll be shown the way out. I also love the fact that he's someone that wants to seek support. So he's calling everybody, he's bringing people closer. Amaju said at the press conference, he doesn't want to talk alone. He'll say, oh, Senghor, what can you say to this? Oh, yeah, Ahmed, what can you say to this? So he wants to bring everybody together because together we'll win.
All right. Together we'll win. Hopefully that will be the case. There won't be a repeat of the same guys coming together to achieve a purpose, and part of the same guys that brought in an administration being the same guys to bring the person out. But let me listen to Alfred. If there's anything that came as a surprise, I doubt that though. But Alfred, anything coming as a surprise, and I also want you to probably say a little about this Anglophone, Francophone. If we can ever, like the NFF president was trying to say, if we can ever get to a point where we don't allow that to divide us.
Well, I don't think anything surprised me in the election today. More like a selection process, if you ask me. I think a lot of the groundwork have been done before now. They've been consultations, meetings, and the rest of them. It started from when the likes of Senghor and the rest of them, who were just for the same position, now decided to step down to go take the position of first and second vice president of CAF. It just tells you that a lot of horse trading has taken place, a lot of issues that perhaps maybe the hegemony doesn't want to play up in the open, as in the General Assembly. They've taken care of all those issues. For the Anglophone, Francophone dichotomy, it's going to be there, whether you like it or not. It's who we are. Sometimes when people want to divide the people, just play the ethnic card. Somehow they just fall in love with it. And to think, and you know that when it comes to the content, even for journalists, it plays off sometimes when you put an event and you find out that, so these things exist. The challenge, I think, for them is to be able to navigate all of these minefields and deliver the best for the continent. However, I must say that this election, for me, throws up a lot of issues. One, the role of FIFA. You ask yourself, if UEFA wants to have its election, the kind of role being played by FIFA in CAF election, and the kind of, does it amount to some kind of, how will I put it, interference each time there's a CAF election, and the kind of role that FIFA plays. Do they play it in CONCACAF? Do they play it in UEFA? Why is it that it's on the continent, each time there's an election on the continent, FIFA move its entire secretariat?
Okay, it does appear that we lost Alfred there, but I'm very sure it's going to come back on. Let me quickly go to Austin, who's still with me, by the way. Austin, I want to ask you, Patrice Motsepe talked about unity, and Amaju Pinnick also said for them to have achieved the things they've achieved, I mean, unity is already in place. But do you think there will still be some people who are a little bit disgruntled, some people who they just want to sit on the fence and look at what's happening before they embrace whatever the new administration wants to do?
Yes, I mean, there's still some sort of bad blood out there. I mean, these are early days. People won't just move on, but it's important that they're selling unity. That's what needs to be out there in the public, because we understand there's some shakeup going on in the Confederation of African Football. And we know that it's a divided house, so they need to prove that this is the time to bring everybody together so they can work with one unity of purpose. And we really hope that they achieve that unity because it's very, very important. For instance, Amaju Pinnick, I just pointed out a major challenge with the development of football in Africa. I said the AFCON, he said $3 million is too small. That is no money. Now we've got a billionaire president, and if we have an executive committee that is ready to support him, and we know that they can push in those sponsorship into the Confederation of African Football, it can empower AFCON and make it the sort of tournament that they want it to be. So that's it. And to achieve that, you need some level of unity to get it going. So yes, it's important they sell that. We know it's going to be very difficult. They understand all of them are leaders in their own right. So they must think about ways that they can strategically achieve that unity.
All right, Austin, if we can go on and on talking about the CAF elections, but we have a lot of ground to cover. I'm hoping we get to be able to do that. Let's quickly talk about the Principals Cup before we talk about the not too palatable story of Akwa United, what happened today with their team boss. But let's quickly show you some pictures. There you have it, the Lagos finals between Ijayasin Estate Senior School and Eric Moore of Surulere. Game was played at the Agege Stadium. Let's just allow you enjoy these highlights and, of course, take some reactions. Then we'll be back for more on Sports Tonight.
In fact, I'm not surprised because this is not the first time. The last year call, we represented Lagos State and we did very well. We came third. And this team has been in camp for a very long time. It's an annual thing, it's a routine thing. Even the school is known for sport all over Lagos State. We won the Motina school games all over Nigeria. So it's not, the only problem is that it's capital intensive. We spend a lot of money because the boys have to be in right good frame. We have to feed them on a special diet. The coaches have to be taken care of. It's capital intensive, but we thank God we are here today.
The zona, although it's going to be very tough zona, I must confess, because we are going to meet all other champions from other states. But nothing is possible with God. We are going to give it all our best. And we need support from everybody, all the districts, District 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are now representing them. They should support us.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy because it wasn't easy all the way. And I want to thank my principal and Lagos State as well for giving us the privilege to participate in sporting activities. I just hope with this, my team can prepare for the next stage.
All right, on the strength of that victory, Ijayasin Estate Senior Secondary School will represent Lagos at the zonal final. Of course, they've won for the state, so there will be zonal finals before we get to where we can now decide who wins. All right, Alfred is back with us. Let me get Alfred back on. And of course, Alfred has told me many stories about the Principals Cup, a lot of fond memories. And looking at this one as well, it also brings back those memories. But Alfred, looking at the future generation, getting an opportunity to, strut themselves, show their skill, it makes me happy.
Indeed, for these young lads, a special story to tell that they participated in a competition like this and you'll be representing Lagos. That is something that they will be proud of and something that they will share. Like the Principal's Cup is coming back. This is like a revival of some sort, and hopefully we'll see how this, when it gets to that final, that stage where it gets to the national finals, these young men begin to dream dreams and the rest of them. So for now, it's just coming up for youngsters. I mean, it gives these youngsters the opportunity to dream that one day, somebody from my local district, somebody from my schools, if this guy can do it, I can also do it. I like the part where the guy especially thanked the principal of the school. That means to some extent, the school is fully involved, or the school should be involved, and the rest of them. So let's see how this pans out. If they get it right this first edition, I'm sure it's going to give birth to something much more bigger.
All right, Austin, I want to get your take. By the way, the game ended 2-2 in regulation time, and of course, the winner had to, the penalty kicks had to be taken before a winner emerged. Austin, you saw the clips. Your thoughts? I know you are happy as I am that we're having the Principal's Cup back, and now we already have a Lagos representative.
And with those beautiful goals, we saw a clear testament that, yes, there are talents in the schools, that the way to go is the grassroots. I'm listening to one of the coaches. He said, look, it's capital intensive because when you're building for the future, you're investing. He talked about, the preparatory phase and all that is needed. So those are the boxes authorities of football in Nigeria should click and say, look, we need to attend to keep the process going. It's good that the Principal's Cup is back. It's good that we're beginning to see those talents once again. So champions have emerged in most of the regions. I know there was a champion in Oyo today. There's a champion in Lagos today. They will now come together to play the proper finals. It's good, Yemi, and I just hope that we don't just play football. We should think long term. We should think about ways that we can actually turn these talents into future stars.
All right, so hopefully we get to do that. Let's move on the show and talk about the not too palatable story of Akwa United. Guys, I'm going to get your thoughts, but let me just quickly read out what I have here in front of me. Pictures right there. The management of Akwa United has confirmed that one player and two officials have been taken to the hospital for treatment after their boss traveling to Kaduna for the Nigeria Professional Football League game against Jigawa Golden Stars was involved in an accident this morning. And this accident occurred along the Ezioye Express Road in Enugu, with the players and officials sustaining injuries. So that's what happened today. All these things becoming a bit frequent these days because these clubs do have to travel on the road. But looking beyond this incident, Austin and Alfred, but I'll stick with Austin for now, is there a way to avoid this all too familiar story?
We've been talking about it in different platforms. How can we stop this? Because Yemi, this is almost close to tragic.
Yeah. Was
it the boss of Akwa United that got burnt down the other day? It's scary. One would expect that we find safer ways to travel, but accidents are accidents. So we're going to keep that down. Mm-hmm. But when teams get to travel for so long, like from Uyo to Kaduna, is a lot of travel. So we need to start thinking of a regional league or something to stop clubs from traveling this long, because most times accidents, yes, can be avoided, but they do still happen, And we don't want a situation where when you look at these pictures, you worry.
Scary. Yeah.
It's close to being fatal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We're just, super thankful that nobody died, but this can traumatize anyone. And how can the players even get out of it? Because they'll be saying, oh, what if we had lost someone? It could have been me. It could have been Mufanudo. It could have been Indifrek F. Young. So
you know what, Austin?
Management company must find you.
Yeah. Hold your thoughts. We need to go on. Yeah. We need to go on a break right about now. I'll let you continue from where you left it off when we return from this break. But we need to take a quick break and come back for more Sports Tonight. All right, that's it. Also, Konakman was talking about the situation with Akwa United. And I get what he says is just summed it up. We're hoping that this do not become frequent because it's becoming an all too familiar story. And hopefully this kind of incidents will be far away from us. And I hope that the authorities are looking at ways, probably do something creative to reduce incidents like this. All right, we're pressed for time and we're on the home stretch already. Let's quickly talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League matches to be played this weekend. We'll probably be ending the show on that note. But let's see how far we can go with the few minutes we have left. Let's take a look at the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's take a look at the fixtures and allow Alfred and Austin give me their thoughts on what this fixture, because of what has happened, I don't know if it's going to be played, but let's see. Jigawa Golden Stars and Akwa United, FC Ifeanyiba and Rivers United, Lobby Stars will take on Plateau United. These are some of the matches that will be played over the weekend. Sunshine Stars will take on Nasarawa United. Dakada will take on Katsina United. Rangers will take on Adamawa United. Abia Warriors will square off against Kano Pillars. Some other fixtures, you have Kwara United will play against Heartland. Wiki Tourists will take on Warri Wolves. Alfred, quick one. Which one? Which of the fixtures, maybe one or two, you would say this is the game to look forward to?
Well, I'll say for me, Kwara United and Heartland. I mean, for Kwara, they've been flying. Launch a new kid during the week. The governor said he's very happy with the way the team has played, how they've judiciously used the money given to them to prosecute the league so far and being top of the league. Some are already calling them halfway champions, but we're not halfway yet. I mean, they'll fancy their chances against Heartland. Heartland, a team that didn't start very well. But we've seen Heartland move on from their early season struggles to really put up a good fight on the road. Their last away game was against Rangers. It didn't end well. So I think they will be looking at that, their travel this time around. If Kwara United wins this game, it means that they will keep a healthy lead at the top. Another game that comes to mind for me is I want to see how Coach Olalekan Gabriel will set up his team against Enyimba International. Enyimba is one team that have not really tasted defeat in Lagos here. So I want to see how he sets up the team since he took over from Tony Bulus. They've gone on. They lost. Their last away game was against Plateau United. It didn't end well for them. They lost heavy. It was like somewhat of a heavy defeat for them. So I want to see how Enyimba will react for that. Will react to the way MFL will come at them. Knowing that Enyimba just coming off that win against Ali Benghazi, coming to Lagos, they want to fancy their chance. So all right. It will be interesting now how MFM will line up that. So that's another game for me. I want to see.
Okay, all right. So let me go to Austin quickly. Let me hear his views before we wrap things up on the show. We're really pressed for time, but Austin, give it a go in a minute.
So I'll just leave it straight up at see what Enyimba can do against MFM. Enyimba looks like a team that can actually go anywhere and pick points when they're playing their good football. I also want to see if Kwara United can keep their dominance at home going. They've been the surprise package of the season. I must confess that I'm falling in love with that team and mentality that Coach Abdullah Bifo has taken to that team. Also, let's see if Sunshine Stars can get back to winning ways. They've not recorded a win since they defeated Rangers on March day 7. I'm looking forward to all those games.
All right, so that's it. I want to thank both of you, Alfred Okoligbe and Austin Okon Akman. Thanks for your time on the show. Hopefully we get to do this again next week.
Thank you so much, Yemi. I always like to be on the show.
Thank you very much, Yemi.
All right. Thank you guys for being part of that. Our parting shot on the show tonight, English Premier League. Let's take a look at the fixtures and quickly read out to you as we go. That's going to be our parting shot tonight in the English Premier League. I told you that the game was going on Newcastle and Aston Villa. We'll see if we can give you the result of that one. But for the fixtures, starting from tomorrow, Leeds will take on Chelsea, Crystal Palace will take on West Brom, Everton will take on Burnley, Fulham will take on Manchester City. All these matches will be played on Saturday. Then on Sunday, Southampton will take on Brighton, Leicester City will take on Sheffield United, Arsenal will take on Tottenham in the London Derby. Then, of course, Manchester United will take on West Ham. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in all of these fixtures. We've crossed the finish line on the show, and of course, that's the package for tonight. We'll be back again here next week. Want you to enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. You see us again next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.